But will it make them a profit? Put your money where your mouth is in 45 minutes here on BBC Two.
Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind this screen, the four contestants will be hoping their knowledge is flawless because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. Hello and welcome to the quiz show where only perfect play is good enough. Behind me are the contestants. We call them the usual suspects. They're in our isolation room. In a moment, one of them will be randomly selected to join me here to play perfection. They'll then face a series of true or false statements. For example, if I said Great Britain declared war on Germany in 1939, would you say that's true or false? Well, if you'd said true, I can tell you you'd be right. Answering true or false might seem easy, but if the contestant gets a single answer wrong, their opponents, the usual suspects, will be allowed into the game to capitalise on their mistakes. So, you know how the game works. Let's meet the usual suspects.
Hello, my name's David. I'm a local government officer. I'm from Cardiff, and this is my first game.
Hi, I'm Mo. I'm an administrator from Sheffield, and this is my first game.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm also a local government officer. I'm from Bournemouth, and this is my second game.
Hi, I'm Shabris. I'm currently in between jobs. I'm from South London, and this is my 6th game.
David, you a big quizzer?
I do a little bit, yeah, the pub quiz on a Sunday, but I think that's just an excuse to go to the pub, to be quite honest.
Mo, are you a keen quizzer?
I am, but only watching television, not actually at quiz pubs.
Ah, right. Well, you're on it now. You're on telly.
Brilliant.
OK. Welcome to you all, and best of luck as we now find out which one of you we randomly picked to play perfection. David, it's you. Congratulations, you've been chosen. Please come and play perfection. David, welcome to the game. Please be down straight into the fray.
Yeah, I was getting a bit tense in here already, so I'm
really?
Pleased to be out here, yeah.
Any hobbies?
I've got an allotment, but...
How's that going?
Not well. Good on the weeds, but next year I'll go for next year. Get a greenhouse next year.
OK, look, David, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates, they're now your enemies. Their job is to stop you winning the prize fund, because your failure will mean the prize money rolls over to the next game, where one of them could be sitting here playing for a bigger total. Every game on perfection is worth £1,000. Here's the good news. No one's won the last 5 games, so the current prize fund stands at £6,000. Got a lot of seeds for that. And a greenhouse.
I'm going to get a greenhouse, yeah.
OK, here's how the game works. You'll play 3 rounds and then a final. Every round that you achieve perfection will make the final easier for you. However, if your performance is anything less than perfect, the usual suspects will have a chance to step in and steal the round, making the final that much harder. More of that to follow later. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now so you can't see or hear anything. And away they go. David, you can now talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge, all right?
Yep.
Each round consists of 4 true or false statements. You'll be answering against the clock. You'll only have 45 seconds. But once you've given your answers, your first answer, it'll be locked in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's play perfection. The 45 seconds starts now. Jack Nicholson made his film debut in Easy Rider.
Not a film buff. I'm going to say true. I think he was an Easy Rider.
True. John Coltrane was a celebrated saxophone player.
Never heard of him. I'm going to guess false.
False. The Salem witch trials took place in Cornwall.
Salem witch trials. I'm going to say true. I think Salem's something to do with the devil. True.
Fez is a city in Morocco.
I'll avoid any Tommy Cooper jokes and I'll say that is true.
True. And you used the time wisely. You had a few seconds left. David, you've answered all 4 statements. Happy with that?
I think happy would be stretching it.
Really?
But,
mediocre on that?
Yeah, I think I would stay with those answers.
All right, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. Remember, they'll be able to hear what you're saying. So, usual suspects. These were the 4 statements, and next to them are David's answers. Mo, has he achieved perfection?
No, I don't think he has. He's got at least one wrong.
Which one?
D.
Shabris?
I think he's got C wrong. I'm just basing that on an episode of The Simpsons where it took place in Salem, which was like in New England, America or something.
Well, thank you very much. The moment of truth, David. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's see how many are correct. Just one of the four. David, unfortunately, you failed to achieve perfection, which means you've let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see David's answers. You need to change 3 of them.
Definitely D.
Fez is a hat.
OK.
Tommy Cooper used to wear.
Can we change D from true to false, please?
D changes from true to false. 2 more.
I think A as well, because
Yeah,
I said I think it's Dennis Hopper, not Jack Nicholson.
Can we have A from true to false as well, please?
A from true to false.
And can we
I agree with
go with
C.
C? You
Yeah,
agree with C?
I'll see with C, yeah.
Yeah, OK, I'm happy with that.
And can we change C from true to false, please?
C changes from true to false, leaving B as David first answered. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. If the statement turns green, it's true. If it turns red, it's false. Jack Nicholson made his film debut in Easy Rider. Is that true or false? It is false. He was in Easy Rider, but his debut was in The Cry Baby Killer. Not quite so famous as Easy Rider, that one, is it? John Coltrane was a celebrated saxophone player. Is that true or false? It's true. Usual suspects, you have failed to achieve perfection. Have you achieved perfection at home? Let's carry on through those answers and find out. The Salem witch trials took place in Cornwall. Is that true or false? It is false. And it was in New England. Doesn't matter how you get to the right answer, as long as you get to the right answer. Fez is a city in Morocco. Is that true or false? It is true, in actual fact. Usual suspects, had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity to make David's chances of winning the prize fund in the final much harder. And here's how. David, this is your final board appearing. These 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Behind each category will be a true or false statement, and you'll need to answer all 6 correctly to win the prize fund. Here are the final round categories on offer. Because neither side won the round, the 2 categories that were due to be chosen will now be carried over to the next round, meaning 4 categories will be on offer. Usual suspects, time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 2. David, now the usual suspects are gone and can't hear you, what would you really like to get into the final?
TV comedy, probably. And probably the music, the 80s music, yeah.
80s music. OK. Remember, David, in order to win the prize fund, you need to answer all 6 questions correctly, which means winning the next round, where there are 4 categories on offer, would be really handy.
Yeah.
OK, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. Boxer Henry Cooper was known as Raging Bull.
False.
False. The world's 10 highest mountains are all in Asia.
I don't think so. I think one's in Africa, so I'm going to say that is false.
False. The Woodstock Festival took place in California.
That was a big hippie thing, wasn't it? Yeah, true. California dreaming, yeah.
True. And finally, the Knesset is the Parliament of Israel.
I don't know. I'll guess false.
False. And with time to spare, you've answered all 4. Couple of guesses in there again.
D was a massive guess, yeah.
OK. Before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are David's answers. Matt, has he achieved perfection?
I think you might have a very good chance at it this time round, yeah.
David, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's see how many are right. Just one of the 4 again. Plainly, David, you have failed to achieve perfection. That means you let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game again. You can see David's answers. You need to change 3 of them.
I think B's right.
He's got one wrong, hasn't he?
They're not all in Asia.
D's wrong.
No.
D's wrong as well.
D's wrong.
Nessa is the Parliament of Israel.
What? It is?
Yeah, D. Yeah.
So you want... Let's change D. OK, Nick, can we change D from false to true, please?
You can. False to true for D, but we need 2 others changed.
I think it's potentially A that he's got right, because I don't remember Henry.
OK, you want to go with A being right?
I'll go with that then. Yep.
Can we change the answers for B and C, please?
Yes, B changes from false to true. C changes from true to false, leaving A as David first answered. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Boxer Henry Cooper was known as Raging Bull. True or false? It is false. Jake LaMotta, the American boxer, was nicknamed the Raging Bull. The world's 10 highest mountains are all in Asia. Is that true or false? It's actually true. It is true. The Woodstock Festival took place in California. True or false? False. Upstate New York is where it took place. The Knesset is the Parliament of Israel. Is that true or false? And you know where this is going. It is true. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. David, the usual suspects have succeeded where you failed. They've stolen the round. This is a big deal, usual suspects. You now have the opportunity to make David's chances of winning the prize fund of £6,000 much harder. Let's see the final board. Because you won the round this time, usual suspects, you've earned the right to choose 4 categories to add to the board. That's 2 from this round and 2 that rolled over from round 1. Which 4 would you like David to play in the final?
Astronomers. I think we all...
Can we get astronomers, please?
Astronomers goes across. And the next one?
US authors.
US authors?
Yeah.
OK, can we get US authors as well, please?
US authors is the second.
We're going to go for inventors, yeah? Can we go for inventors as well, please?
Inventors.
And finally...
Marathons.
Can we go for marathons as well, please?
Marathons goes across and becomes the 4th one. Thank you very much. And congratulations, usual suspects. You've won the second round. It's time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 3. They look very pleased with themselves there, didn't they? David, with the usual suspects gone, what do you think of those 4s?
I've really gone off the 3 of them, Nick.
Yeah, well, I did say they were enemies. You think there's a lot of love when you're up there, but in actual fact, they'll turn you over if they can. You still have one more chance to find perfection and choose your own categories for the final. Are you ready to play? Come on, you can do it this time.
Yeah, come on.
4 out of 4, yes?
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. A furlong is equal to 1/8 of a mile.
Yes, I think that is true.
True. The Titanic was built in Southampton.
The Titanic was built in Belfast. False.
False. Robert Redford is older than Robert De Niro.
Who knows? True.
True. And finally, the Olympic flag originally had 8 rings.
Why would that be true? Why would that be true? False, Nick. False.
False. And with plenty of time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. You looked happy with that round.
Happier? But who knows? I thought I was happy after the last one.
Well, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, it's time to bring back those usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these are the 4 statements, and next to them are David's answers. Shabris, has he achieved perfection?
I think he might have, based on my minimal knowledge, yeah, maybe.
OK, David, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct.
Oh. Yes!
Congratulations, David. You have achieved perfection. Let's have a look at those answers, shall we? A furlong is equal to 1/8 of a mile. It's absolutely true.
Will never agree with me.
The Titanic was built in Southampton. Where did you say it was built?
Belfast, I think.
It is Belfast. Robert Redford is older than Robert De Niro. Is that true or false? Well, we know that that's actually true. 6 years older, in actual fact.
Yeah, I thought about 6.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd do. The Olympic flag originally had 8 rings, and as you said, why would it?
Yeah.
Why would it? And so, in actual fact, it is false. It's always had the 5 that it has now. Bad luck, usual suspects. He didn't give you a chance to steal that one. David, as a result of that perfect performance, you have made winning the prize fund that much easier. Let's take a look at the final board. Currently on your final board, 4 subjects chosen by the usual suspects, but because you won the round, you've earned the right to choose the last 2 categories to add to that board.
Well, I've got to have a bit of pop music, so I'll have 80s music.
80s music goes across, and...
I'm torn between cricket and TV comedy, and I'm going to go with TV comedy.
TV comedy. So we now know our 6 final categories. They are astronomers, US authors, inventors, marathons, 80s music, and TV comedy. It's time to switch off the usual suspects for the last time. Cheerio. And David, for £6,000, it's time to play the final. David, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £6,000. If you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which is great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £7,000 on the next game. Let's play the final round. David, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £6,000. Think carefully, no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it'll be locked in. You ready?
Ready, yeah, about.
OK, let's reveal your first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Astronomers. Edmund Halley was a 20th century astronomer.
I'm going to guess... Well, I'm going to go with false. I think he's earlier.
False. US authors. Mark Twain wrote The Little House on the Prairie.
Mark Twain wrote Tom Sawyer. Little House on the Prairie was on TV. It just doesn't sound right. So I'm going to guess false.
False. Inventors. Alexander Graham Bell was born in Wales.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Nah. Did I get him? No, I'm going to say that's false.
False. Marathons. The men's marathon world record is under 2 hours.
True.
True. 80s music.
Oh, dear.
Michael Jackson sang on We Are the World.
Yeah, well, yes, that was the sort of American Band-Aid thing, wasn't he? Yeah, Michael Jackson, true, Nick, yeah.
True. And finally, TV comedy. The Office was set in Swindon.
The Office was set in Slough, so that makes that false, doesn't it?
False. David, those answers are locked in. Remember, if there is one single mistake, you leave with nothing. So, which ones are you unsure of?
I just hope D is right, because I think I heard that mentioned. The one perhaps I'm least sure of is A. I don't think I would sort of change any of those at the moment.
All right, so looking at A and D are the ones really that you're worried about, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's bring back the usual suspects to see what they've got to say. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are David's answers. David, your answers are locked in, you can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock them with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Usual suspects, I'm now going to ask you to tell me clearly how well you think David has done, if you want to help, and if you do, how much it will cost. Remember, everyone, you can't refer to any of the statements specifically. David, who would you like to hear from first?
Hiya, Mo.
I don't think you've achieved perfection, but really I can't help you.
Matt.
Yeah, I think you've done quite well there, but I think you've got one wrong, which I'm reasonably confident about. How confident are you on the others?
Confident on the ones I'm confident on, about 2 or 3 maybe.
OK.
Shabris.
I think you've got one wrong, and other than that, I think you've done quite well. How many are you confident on? 3
or 4, maybe.
I'd be willing to come down.
How many do you think you know?
I'm reasonably confident on most of them, coupled with your reasonable confidence on most of them, and I know definitely that you've got one of them wrong, which I'm confident on.
Do you want to negotiate a price to bring someone down, or do you want to go alone?
I'm going to show off. I'm going to go on my own. I think I've got... I wouldn't be looking to change any of those answers, I don't think.
OK. Negotiations are over. Despite the fact that some of the usual suspects were considering coming to help, you've decided to go it alone.
Yeah.
£6,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. Now that we're locked into going through the final, I'm interested to know, Matt, you almost came down to change one. Which one would you have chosen to change?
I'd have chosen D.
D.
Because I believe it's around about 203, 204.
So this is going to be interesting, I think. Edmund Halley was a 20th century astronomer. I'll tell you what, because that's an interesting one, we'll skip over that, shall we?
Oh, thanks, yeah.
Come back to it. Mark Twain wrote Little House on the Prairie. You said that was false, so we need that to turn red for you to get a good start. Is it true or false? It is false. True. It was written by Laura Ingalls Wilder, and if you actually watched the programme, Laura Ingalls was one of the characters in it, the little girl in it, so it was actually her memories. OK, we can move on. Alexander Graham Bell was born in Wales. You said that was false because you'd have known about it. Couldn't possibly be true. You need this to turn red. Is it true or false?
Oh, I got for that.
Actually born in Edinburgh.
I thought you might have been Scottish, yeah.
Yeah. The men's marathon world record is under 2 hours. Now, this is the other one that's interesting, not only because of your interest, but also because of the usual suspects. So, let's go past that and come back to that as well. Michael Jackson sang on We Are the World.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, you were fairly convinced he did.
Yeah.
Is that true or false? You need it to turn green to get halfway to the money. Well done. F, the one that you said that you're absolutely certain of. The office was set in Swindon. We need this to turn red to keep up the pace. Is it true or false? It is false. It was set in Slough. So, Edmund Halley was a 20th century astronomer. Is it true or false? It's false. He actually died in 1742. Now comes the next question. Should you have asked Matt down? Because Matt wanted to come down and change this one. D, the men's marathon world record is under 2 hours. You gave us some thoughts and you said true. Matt believes that's false. The men's marathon world record is under 2 hours. You said true. You need this to turn green for £6,000. Is it true or false? It's false. How many do you think it was, Matt?
2:03, 2:04.
2 hours.
2 hours, 3 minutes, 2 hours, 4 minutes, yeah.
And 59 seconds. You said 2:03, 2:04. Couldn't have been more accurate. 2 hours, 3 minutes. Usual suspects, that's good news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £7,000. You've got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, very pleased.
5 out of 6, David. Close, but you failed to achieve perfection, which means you go home with nothing. Enjoyed playing, though?
I think I was, 3 minutes away from £6,000 if the time was right, was it?
Yeah, about 3 minutes was all the difference that it took in about over the leg for a marathon. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thanks,
David, everybody. It's now time to meet the next usual suspect hoping to play perfection today. You usual suspect, please introduce yourself.
My name is Frank and I'm a sales executive from Deppers Bridge in South Warwickshire.
Welcome to you, Frank. What do you make of the people sat alongside you then? What do you make of them?
I think they're a good-looking bunch, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. They're all better looking than I am anyway, that's all I can say.
Well, no, it must be the light from here. OK, best of luck to you all as we now find out which one of you will be randomly picked to play perfection. Shabris, your time has come. You've been selected. Please come and play perfection. Shabris, welcome to the hot seat. I have to mention the footwear. What's going on?
These are my lucky wellies.
So you've been wearing them every game, I've noticed up there, so...
Yes, every game. And lucky number 7, 7th game, £7,000.
So, well, look, good luck. Hope they work for you. Shabris, it's now you versus the usual suspects. They were your teammates. They are now very definitely your enemies. Here's the good news. As nobody has won the last 6 games, the prize fund currently stands at £7,000. Now, for somebody who's between jobs, the money will be very handy, presumably. But do you have anything specific you want to spend it on?
I recently moved in with my grandma because she's not been quite well. And she wants a few adjustments to the house to make it a bit easier for her. So I'd probably give some of the money to her to sort that out and help out my mum. The rest to put aside and help me in my job searching.
And the job search you want to go into?
Presenting or acting.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm coming for your job.
Really?
So...
you don't fancy having a go at this one, would you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, well, look, if you let me carry on for the moment, and just to the end of the show, perhaps, 3 rounds of the final to come. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now, so you can't see or hear anything. But as soon as Shabris makes a mistake, you'll be back in the game. And away they go. Shabris, you can now talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge, OK? Ready?
Yeah.
Good. Let's play perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds starts now. Kuala Lumpur is an island in the Indian Ocean.
I'm gonna say true.
True. The letter E in E numbers stands for edible.
False.
False. Dirty Disco was a 2010 #1 for Dizzy Rascal.
I don't think it was Dirty Disco, so I'm going to say false.
False. And finally, the kittiwake is a type of Asian wild cat.
I'm going to say false to that as well, yeah.
False. OK, Shabris, you've answered all 4 statements within the allotted time. How was that as a first round?
I'm still unsure about C, and I thought I was quite up to date with my music, but I've been a bit thrown by that one.
OK, well, look, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Shabris's answers. Frank, has she achieved perfection?
No.
What's she got wrong?
Well, I know there's definitely one wrong.
Which one?
A.
Shabris, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Just 2 of the 4. Shabris, unfortunately, you failed to achieve perfection. You've now let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see Shabris's answers. You need to change 2 of them.
I think she's got D right. I think she's
I think it's a
because the
bird.
kittiwake.
Yeah, yeah.
She's got,
Kittiwake.
That's right.
She's got that
That's
right.
right.
She's got D
So,
right.
A's wrong.
A's wrong.
A's
Yeah,
wrong.
So we've
A's
got,
wrong.
we've got
Either
to
B
change A.
or C. We're going to change A from true to false.
A goes from true to false.
And I'm going to take an executive decision then, if we're not going to decide on the
I've
others.
heard of dirty Daisy baddies.
We'll do B
Yeah.
then.
You want to change B from false to true, leaving C and D as answered by Shabris. Usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. If the statement turns green, it's true. If it turns red, it's false. Kuala Lumpur is an island in the Indian Ocean. Is that true or false? It's false. It's a city in Malaysia. It's not an island at all. The letter E in E numbers stands for edible. Despite some disagreement, Matt made the executive decision to change this one. Is it true or false? False. It stands for Europe. I wonder whether you've managed to achieve perfection at home. Let's carry on through the answers and find out. Dirty Disco was a 2010 #1 for Dizzy Rascal. Is that true or false? That's the one that's true. The kittiwake is a type of Asian wildcat. True or false? It is false. It is a type of seagull. Oh dear, usual suspect. You had the chance to steal the round from Shabris, but you failed to achieve perfection. Usual suspects, had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity to make Shabris's chances of winning the prize fund much harder in the final. And here's how. Shabris, this is your final board. The 6 blank spaces need to be filled with subject categories. Here are the final round categories. Let's take a look. And because neither side won the round, the 2 categories that were due to be chosen will now be carried over to the next round. Usual suspects, it's time to switch you off. We'll see if you can do any better in round 2. And away they go. Shabris, now the usual suspects are gone, they can't hear you. Looking at those categories, what do you really hope they don't choose for you?
Colonies and aviation, probably.
All right, well, remember, Shabris, in order to win the prize fund, you will need to answer all 6 questions correctly. Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. A labradoodle is a Labrador crossed with a poodle.
No way, that has to be false.
False. The Nile is the longest river in Africa.
I think that's false as well.
False. Del Shannon had a UK hit single with Runaway.
No clue. Gonna say true.
True. And finally, in World War II, the House of Commons suffered bomb damage.
I studied World War II. It doesn't ring any bells. I'm gonna say false.
False. And with a few seconds left to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. What's the matter?
My history teacher's gonna kill me. But
All right, look, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Shabris's answers. Mo, has she achieved perfection?
No, she hasn't, Nick.
Which ones are wrong?
A and B.
Matt, do you agree?
I do agree, Nick, although I think also that D is wrong.
OK. Shabris, it's the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many you've got correct. Oh dear, Shabris, you failed to achieve perfection. You've now let your enemies, the usual suspects, into the game. Usual suspects, can you steal this round? You can see Shabris's answers. You need to change 3 of them.
A's wrong.
Yep.
B's
B's wrong.
Yep.
C's
correct.
right.
Yep.
And D's wrong.
OK, so we're saying that C is correct, so we're going to change A from false to true.
Thank you.
B from false to true.
Yep.
And D from false to true.
Leaving C as answered by Shabris. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. A labradoodle is a Labrador crossed with a poodle. Is that true or false? Yep, it is true. The Nile is the longest river in Africa. True or false? It is true. Del Shannon had a UK hit single with Runaway. Is that true or false? It is true. So you know where this is going now, don't you, usual suspects? In World War II, the House of Commons suffered bomb damage. True or false? Yep, it's true. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. Unfortunately, Shabris, you've failed where they've succeeded. They've stolen the round. Usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Shabris's chances of winning the prize fund of £7,000 much harder. Let's see the final board. Because you won the round, usual suspects, you've earned the right to choose 4 categories to add to the board. That's 2 from this round and 2 that rolled over from round 1. So which 4 would you like Shabris to play in the final?
I think aviation.
Yeah, OK, I'm happy with that.
Aviation and wars, yeah.
Aviation, please, Nick.
Aviation goes in.
Yeah, I was thinking wars as well.
Yeah.
And wars, please.
Wars, you need 2 more.
2 more.
What about rivers, because you got the Nile wrong?
Yeah, she did.
OK, OK. Rivers, please.
Rivers goes in.
Don't you know much about explorers?
Right, I'm quite happy to go with either
Explorers
of those.
or colonies, I think.
We'll go for colonies.
Yeah,
OK, that sounds good.
fine.
Yeah, we're happy with that.
Yeah.
And colonies goes into the final. Congratulations, usual suspects. You've won the second round. It's time to switch you off. We'll see you in round 3. And away they go. Shabris, with the usual suspects gone, they can't hear you. There's 2 on there that you said you didn't want to get.
I know. Do you know what? When I was thinking about aviation, I remember, it's going to sound so silly, yeah, but in Night of the Museum 2, like, they go into the aviation museum, so I'm trying to click through that scene in my head.
Interesting. OK, you still have one more chance to find perfection and choose your own 2 categories for a final, which would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You ready to play the next round?
Yep.
Let's play round 3. The 45 seconds starts now. Tom Fletcher and Danny Jones are members of McFly.
My sister's going to kill me if I don't get this. I know there's Tom, Danny. I'm going to have to say true.
True. No woman has ever driven in Formula 1.
Going to go for false.
False. George Clooney is a UN messenger of peace.
I'm going to say true.
True. And finally, Boston is known as the city of brotherly love.
I remember a thing called Brotherly Love, and it's set in Boston, so I'm going to say true as well.
True. And with time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. Happy with that?
If I get A wrong, there's Tom, Dougie, and I don't know the other ones, so I hope that's right.
All right, look, before we reveal how well you've done, it's time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So, usual suspects, these are the 4 statements, and next to them are Shabris's answers. Frank?
D is definitely wrong. The city of brotherly love is Philadelphia, as far as I know.
OK, Shabris, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Three out of the 4 is not bad, but it's not good enough. You haven't achieved perfection, which means you've let the usual suspects, your enemies, into the game once again. Usual suspects, can you steal the round? You can see Shabris's answers. You need to change just one of them. I wonder which one it's going to be.
I think we're unanimous,
Yeah,
Nick.
I think we're unanimous.
That'll be D from true to false, please, then, Nick.
D changes from true to false. A, B and C remain as Shabris answered. Usual suspects. Let's find out what the correct answers are. Tom Fletcher and Danny Jones are members of McFly. Is that true or false? It's true. No woman has ever driven in Formula 1. True or false? False. The first female driver was in 1958. George Clooney is a UN messenger of peace. True or false? We know that to be true. And Boston is known as the city of brotherly love. Is that true or false? It is false. Congratulations, usual suspects. You have achieved perfection. Absolutely right. It is Philadelphia that is known as the city of brotherly love. Shabris, the usual suspects have succeeded where you failed. You know what that means? They've stolen the round. Let's see the final board. 4 subjects on there already chosen by the usual suspects, and because you won that last round, you've earned the right to choose the last 2 subjects to go onto the board as well. What they're going to be?
I think we go for Explorers. Is definitely the one we missed.
Explorers then, please, Nick.
Explorers goes in, and
Kings.
Kings, please, Nick.
I think Kings.
Yep.
Kings goes in as well. Thank you very much. We now know our 6 final categories. They are aviation, wars, rivers, colonies, explorers, and Kings. OK, guys, time to switch you off for the final time. And away they go. All right, Shabris, for £7,000, it's time to play the final. Shabris, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you could be leaving with a prize fund of £7,000. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Let's play the final round. Shabris, here are your final 6 categories. You must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £7,000. Think carefully. There's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it's locked in. You ready?
Yep.
OK, let's reveal your first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Aviation. Amy Johnson was a famous American pilot.
The first thing that came to my mind was true, so I'm going to stick with my gut instinct and say true.
True. Wars. The Tet Offensive took place during the Korean War.
I'm going to go for true.
True. Rivers. The Orinoco River is in Africa.
No, I've never even heard of it. I'm going to say true as well, please.
True. Colonies. Ethiopia was once a colony of Italy.
Do you know what? I think I know this answer because I think it was to do with when Mussolini went in there. And if I get this wrong, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. So I'm going to say, yeah, it is true.
True. Explorers. Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese explorer.
It doesn't sound Portuguese to me, to be quite honest. So I'm going to say false.
False. And finally, Kings. Richard II died at the Battle of Bosworth Field.
I don't think he did. I'm going to say false.
False. Shabris, those answers are locked in. Remember, if there is one single mistake, you leave with nothing. Which ones are you unsure of?
Because I'm someone who likes to go and gut instinct, I'm OK with A and B and D. The other 3, I'm not too sure about.
C, E and F are the ones you're worried about?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say on the matter. Usual suspects, you can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Shabris's answers. Shabris, your answers are locked in. You can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock them with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Remember, all of you, you can't refer to any of the statements specifically. Shabris, who would you like to hear from first?
Served the most time with you, Matt, so I'll go for you.
Yeah, I think you've done quite well, although I do think you have 2 questions wrong. But I'm not entirely sure on the others to be confident at this moment.
Mo?
I think you might have got about at least 2 wrong.
So are you prepared to help?
No, I'm not 100% on the questions either.
All right, so Mo's out.
Frank?
I think you've definitely got 3 right. There's 1 wrong, definitely. And there's 2 I'm a little bit iffy about.
You look like you've got something going on, Frank. Like, you might have an idea.
I know you've definitely got 1 wrong, and you've got 3 right. That'd give us 4.
Yeah, we could come down and talk about it.
I might just do that.
Would we go halves? Would halves be OK?
Yeah, go on, let's go for it.
Really?
Go for it.
Let's go for it.
Negotiations have been agreed. Frank, for £3,500 of the £7,000 on offer, please come and join us. OK, Shabris, you've asked Frank for help. If you achieve perfection, it will cost you £3,500 of your £7,000 prize fund. Frank, you've now forfeited your chance to play in the next game. This is your only chance at winning perfection. Have you made the right decision? We're about to find out. Here are the final round statements. All 6 answers are now unlocked. Frank, which answers do you want Shabris to change?
I would want to change E from false to true. I know you're right about D.
Yeah.
I know you're right about C. I'm fairly comfortable with A,
Yeah.
which leaves us with B and F. The Tet Offensive sounds a bit Koreanish.
Koreanish.
It does sound a little bit, but it could be, you know, that's a bit of an iffy one.
I can't recall it from anything else.
Right, so what changes do you want to make then?
Can we change E, yeah?
Yes, change E to true.
E changes from false to true. Is there anything else you want to change before we lock the board down?
Can we keep... Sorry, can I take a rub? Can we keep the rest of the answers the same, please?
OK, after a rub of the lucky boots, you want to keep all the others the same, so you're locking them in? Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. And there they go. Your answers are now locked in. Let's find out if they've achieved perfection. Right, we'll start at the top, or we can start at the bottom, actually. Interesting, because you changed E, so it might be better to put you out your misery one way or the other, yes?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on then, we'll start at the bottom.
Yeah,
Richard
okay.
II died at the Battle of Bosworth Field. You said false. Is it true or false? It is false. It was, in fact, Richard III who died at the Battle of Bosworth Field. So then we come to Vasco da Gama, was a Portuguese explorer. You thought it didn't sound very Portuguese. Frank, however, agreed to come down for half the potential prize fund. He said true. If it turns red, it was a mistake to invite Frank down, and you're going home with no cash. Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese explorer. Is that true or false? It's true. First European expedition around the Cape of Good Hope. So, cracking start. 2 out of 2. So, let's press on. Ethiopia was once a colony of Italy. You said that you had a feeling this was true, and down to Mussolini and so on and so forth. Ethiopia was once a colony of Italy. True or false? It's true. 5 years from 1936. So, the Orinoco River is in Africa. Shabris, you took a punt at this, I think it's fair to say. Frank came down to help you out and agreed that it was true. Is that true or false? It's false. It's in South America, which means, I'm afraid, Shabris and Frank, that you failed to achieve perfection. You haven't won the cash. I wonder whether you've managed to achieve perfection at home. We'll press on through the answers. The Tet Offensive took place during the Korean War. Sounds like the kind of thing that could have happened. Tet sounds like it might be Korean. You said true. Is it true or false?
Okay.
False.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Makes me feel a bit better now.
Does
I feel
feel
normal.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel all right
I
now.
was fairly sure about that.
You feel better than that?
I do, because I got 2 wrong now, so it's like further away from perfection.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
All right, and finally, Amy Johnson was a famous American pilot. You said true to this too. Is it true or false? False.
Even better.
She was English. She was English. Even better.
Really?
OK, so half right, half wrong. Either way, usual suspects. That's good news for you. The prize fund rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £8,000. Liking the sound of that?
Yep, loving
Yeah,
it.
very much.
Very good, Shabris and Frank. Well, you took a punt, didn't you?
Yeah, I took a punt, yeah.
But you failed to achieve perfection, which means you both go home with nothing. Enjoy playing the game, even though it's
Oh,
nerve-wracking?
yeah, it was great
Great time, yeah.
Lovely.
Great time,
Frank
yeah.
and Shabris, everybody. That's all we have time for. Please join us next time when our usual suspects have the chance to play again, this time for £8,000. But remember, on this show, we only pay for perfection. Goodbye.
The changing face of the East End tonight, and the lost art of watercolours as the Culture Show visits Tate Britain at 7. But coming next on BBC Two, put your money where your mouth is.